So, over the past couple days, a lot of people have been telling me to watch this Netflix show called Squid Game. Now, I started watching the show, and it was about this guy that's in debt, and he needs to pay all this debt off, and he's just a piece of shit, and he lost his job, and he's depressed, and he owes all this money to banks and loan sharks, and the first episode was pretty cool. The backstory, the main character. You try to understand his struggle, and I feel like the first episode was good. It was cool. But the second episode, when they get abducted and sent to the place where they have to do all these challenges, I feel like the thing is, the show has too many things going on. Like, it's very hard to become invested in the storyline when you have so many different things coming into the picture. Okay? You have that little girl that's attached to that guy with the tattoo on his neck, the snake tattoo or some shit. And then you have the guy with the snake tattoo having sex with the girl that she smuggled some cigarettes into the toilet, and then she started smoking those cigarettes. And then you have this old man that's like 70 years old that has a brain tumor, and then he is able to beat the first game because it's a hide and seek game. Like, the fucking monster is hiding, closing their eyes, and every time she comes and looks backwards, they have to stop. If any movement is detected, then they get killed. But I thought that was a pretty cool one. But like, at times, like, I'm looking at the characters. So I'm like, and I'm watching the movie, and I'm like, okay, what type of movement? Because what if they blink their eyes? Is that movement? Like, and then there was people that were blinking their eyes, and there was people that were moving their fingers a little bit, and then they didn't get killed, and then there's too many things to like focus on. Like, I got this other guy doing this, and I got this guy wearing the actual mask of the people that live there, and so many different things to keep up with. And then it's like I just couldn't invest in the whole storyline, and I just didn't enjoy the show. Like, I know most people enjoyed it. I know a lot of people kept telling me, "Oh, this is a great show. You got to watch it." But I feel like the whole show was just about debt, gambling, and being able to pay it off, and I didn't really understand what was going on in the sixth episode, because people were telling me, "Oh, the sixth episode is the best," and there was this game with marbles, and I guess I just don't have the patience for these kind of shows. Like, I'm just not. I don't have the patience for this, but at the same time, I do have the patience for The Wire. I have the patience for Breaking Bad, but don't compare those shows to this irrelevant nonsense. Like, nowadays, it's all flashy and flamboyant, and there's all these colors. And first of all, can you? I haven't finished the show. I haven't finished the series. I'm on episode 4. I skipped episode 3. I skipped it because it was boring. I didn't like the show. Like, I didn't like that episode, so I skipped it. I'm fair to say. I mean, people are gonna say in the comment section, "Oh, but you didn't watch the full thing and you don't understand what's going on," because they're not able to capture my attention. They're not able to hold my attention for long enough, because they're adding so many elements to the story, too many different people, too many characters, so it's hard to keep track, bro. Like, I gotta keep track of this guy, that guy, that guy, that guy, that guy. At least with Game of Thrones, there's a central theme to the show. Everybody wants to become the fucking king, or there's this family and that family, and it makes sense. But this show, it's like, okay, what's the main character's name? I mean, I'm not good with Korean names, so I'm not able to remember. Ji-yeon Kim? Is that his name? Like, all the names sound the same. Obviously, I'm not Korean, so I'm not able to keep track of these names because I'm not familiar with them. They sound very weird and difficult to pronounce, so I'm not going to be able to remember them. I mean, I liked that episode where the guy was putting his finger on the button where they had to, when they had to vote if they wanted to terminate the game, and the old man clicked no, and 101 people said they wanted to go home, and they left, they went home. Why did they come back? Like, what was the reason? They never showed us them voting again. Like, how did that work? How did they come back to the process? And why did that girl that stole the money from the main character, I don't know their names. Sorry, guys. I just don't know their names, because the names are very hard to pronounce and remember, you guys. I just said that. But what is up with that character, and why is she so badass, and why is she able to do all of these things? And why don't they tell us the backgrounds of these people a bit more, and like try to help us understand the character? Because one thing is happening, and then another thing is happening, and then we don't know why it's happening. it's happening because it's happening. Like, I don't know why she is at odds with the guy with the tattoo. I don't know why the guy with the tattoo throws away the girl that has the cigarettes up her ass. I don't know why. I mean, I know why. Like, the main character's struggling with, what was it? He's not an addict. Well, he's not an addict, but he's a gambling addict. No, he is an addict. Actually, I take that back. He's a gambling addict, but that's because he lost his job when he was working with this factory. But they terminated his contract, and then he just slumbered into the depression, and he lives with his mom. He's a grandma or something. He lives with his mom, dude. Like, and he's poor, has no money, hasn't even got a job, and it's like he's depressed. And then he joins the game because he has nothing else to live for, and his child is gonna go to the U.S. and she's gonna live with her mom and the new stepdad, and she's gonna forget all about her Korean culture. That kind of part really resonated with me because, you know, I have a Somali background, and my parents, they always tell me, oh, make sure you're proud of your culture, but you guys treat me like shit, so. But, like, the whole show, I feel like it was rushed. I feel like they added too many characters to the show without actually introducing them properly. And, you know, there's too many elements to keep track of. The show is very complex. You know, it's very complex. It's hard to keep track of what's going on. You know, and it takes so long to get to the point. My God, it takes so fucking long for them to get to the point. I'm watching the show and I'm trying to give this show a chance. I'm really trying here. Okay? I'm watching this episode and I'm 10 minutes in and I'm like, okay, when are you going to get to the point? Because I'm just watching these characters sit around in their bunk beds and talk. When are you going to get to the part where they have to play the game and explain the rules and it's like, I'm just pissed off I wasted my time watching the show because I wasted a couple of hours that I could have been using for something else. Because look, the show, I mean, I can't even say it's a good show because it doesn't maintain the same level of you know excellence that I saw in the first episode throughout the series. I'm not gonna finish the series. I don't want to watch it. I'm not gonna finish it off, and I can't maintain my. I really can't maintain my. What's the word I'm looking for? I just can't maintain my patience with the show. Like, I don't have the patience to watch that show because they don't fucking work well with the characters, and the characters don't make sense, and the names are hard to keep track. Yeah, it's a Korean show. Why is it on Netflix? Why is it recommended to me? I'm a hater. It's whatever. But I just don't like the show. Just being honest with you guys, just don't like it.